In today's discussion, we'll explore the importance of effective communication and how it shapes our personal and professional lives. Effective communication is the foundation of strong relationships. It fosters understanding, trust, and empathy, enabling individuals to connect on a deeper level. In personal relationships, it helps resolve conflicts and build lasting bonds. Moreover, in the professional world, effective communication is a crucial skill. It enhances teamwork, boosts productivity, and drives successful collaborations. Leaders who can communicate their vision and ideas clearly inspire confidence and motivate their teams. Furthermore, effective communication extends beyond words. Nonverbal cues, such as body language and tone of voice, play a significant role in conveying messages accurately. Being mindful of these cues can significantly improve the effectiveness of our communication. In conclusion, effective communication is the key to building strong relationships and achieving success in both personal and professional realms. It's a skill that can be developed and refined, and its impact on our lives is immeasurable. We constantly negotiate at work. We negotiate for higher pay, promotions, vacations, and even greater autonomy. In fact, every day we negotiate just to get our job done and to secure resources for ourselves and our teams. And yet when we go in with the wrong mindset, with a fist up ready to fight, we aren't as successful. You know why? Because negotiation is not about dominating. It's about crafting a relationship. And relationships thrive when we find ways to give and to take and move together in unison. And to do that, you have to be well prepared. First, do your research. Figure out whether what you're asking for is realistic. What is your aspiration? What do you want, and what will make you walk away from the table? This might seem obvious, but too many people don't think it through. In recent years, the phenomenon of climate change has garnered widespread attention. It is widely acknowledged that human activities, particularly the burning of fossil fuels and deforestation, have significantly contributed to this global issue. Scientists around the world are urgently researching sustainable solutions to mitigate the effects of climate change. Among these, renewable energy sources such as solar and wind power are increasingly being viewed as vital components of a more sustainable future. However, transitioning to these cleaner energy sources requires substantial investment and international cooperation. Art is a reflection of human expression. It takes various forms, from visual arts like painting and sculpture to performing arts like dance and theater. Throughout history, art has been used to communicate ideas, emotions, and cultural values. It serves as a means of creative communication, allowing artists to convey their perspectives and interpretations of the world. In recent years, technology has opened up new possibilities for art, with digital media, virtual reality, and interactive installations expanding the boundaries of artistic exploration. Art has the power to inspire, challenge, and provoke thought, making it an essential part of our lives. It is a testament to human creativity and the desire to express the ineffable. Understand the roots of procrastination helps us weaken it. We know where it comes from. I can be aware of and see these dynamics happening in front of me. But another kind of awareness is to gain awareness of what we're feeling. What do approach motives feel like versus avoidance? We know when we're cleaning the fridge in our dorm room the night before the final exam that that's procrastination. But there are other times it's not so clear. Is checking your email procrastination? Is studying or doing the task on the low-important item on your list, is that procrastination? A lot of times it is. So the more we know, the greater awareness we have of our tendencies and our motivations, we're more likely to overcome them. So we want to cultivate a stance, an observer's stance, and say, what does this feel like? What am I experiencing? What am I thinking? So that we can then actively choose what we want to feel and think and what we're motivated by. The year 2020 has been a tumultuous one for educators. Hundreds of thousands of teachers across the globe had to get to grips with online platforms to deliver their lessons. Millions of students were stuck at home doing their lessons via websites like Zoom. This has created an unprecedented transformation in education as technology has taken center stage. The quality of education differed around the world according to the quality of internet connections, the level of preparedness of teachers and their competence in engaging with the technology. It also depended on what kind of devices students had at home. Many students were deprived of lessons because they had no computer, tablet or smartphone.
So decision fatigue is when you find yourself literally exhausted by the amount of decisions that you have to make, because we're constantly inundated by so many different things from so many different channels. All that information requires our attention, and a lot of that information actually requires us to act, and acting on information is essentially making a decision. So do you want to go watch this movie? Do you want to go on this trip? Do you want to respond to this email? Do you? You have to constantly keep asking yourself, and you're making decisions. And over time, the more you allow yourself to be inundated by without taking a step back, the more exhausted you get. It might not be physically, right? You can make decisions all day long and you can still run a marathon, but our mind also has a limited amount of energy. Your ability to make decisions becomes worse. It can really quickly degrade when you're
If you've ever wondered where the Earth came from, the answer, it seems, is blowing in the wind, the solar wind. Also say scientists who, after examining solar wind samples collected by the Genesis spacecraft, conclude that the inner planets of our solar system formed a little differently than we'd thought. The work appears in the journal Science. Our solar system arose from a large, rotating cloud of interstellar debris called the solar nebula. The Sun came first and the planets followed not long after. But the new study shows that the ratio of oxygen and nitrogen isotopes found in the solar wind is different from the ratio here on Earth, or on the Moon or Mars. We've got more of the heavier versions of these atoms than our Sun does. Now we just have to figure out why. Scientists say the excess heavy nitrogen could have come from a comet, and the heavier oxygen from a natural process that left more of the light isotope in the part of the nebula that made the Sun. So we are made of star stuff. But when it comes to our elemental composition, we're not a carbon copy. If you want to see evolution at work, visit a hospital. Inside a sick patient, antibiotics wipe out infectious bacteria by the millions. But germs are always mutating. A few adapt to resist the drug, so they survive, and spread. Such antibiotic-resistant bacteria infect 2 million Americans every year, they kill 23,000. In this arms race between medicine and evolution, evolution is winning. But could we turn evolution against bacteria? It turns out that when bacteria mutate to become resistant to one antibiotic, they often become more vulnerable to a different drug. So maybe after a jab with the left, a roundhouse to the right will deliver a knockout blow. To test this idea, researchers in Denmark dosed batches of E. coli with 23 different antibiotics, and waited for resistance to evolve. In 3/4 of the cases, the mutant germs became more susceptible to a second drug. The work appears in the journal Science Translational Medicine. One particular combination of widely used antibiotics, gentamicin, then cefuroxime, then gentamicin again, and so on, looks like it could hold the bugs at bay indefinitely. A campus tour is beneficial at the beginning of each term. The library offers study rooms, computer access, and research assistance services. Regular exercise promotes physical fitness and reduces stress levels in students.